Proclamation. Whereas Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month is intended to draw attention to the fact that sexual violence remains an intolerable violent crime which impacts mission readiness for our Air Force community, and whereas sexual assault is an affront to the core values we support and defend as proud members and civil servants of today's Air Force, and whereas we must work together to educate our community about what can be done to prevent sexual assault and support survivors and victims to ensure they are provided the help needed to survive sexual violence, and whereas dedicated leadership and sexual assault prevention and response staff encourage every person to speak out when witnessing acts of sexual violence, and whereas with leadership, dedication, and encouragement, there is compelling evidence that we can be successful in reducing sexual violence within the Air Force through prevention education, increased awareness, and holding offenders who commit acts of violence responsible for their actions. And whereas the men and women of Robins Air Force Base strongly supports the dedicated effort of national, state, and local partners to include citizens actively engaged in the prevention, awareness, and response efforts surrounding sexual violence, whose goals are to eradicate sexual violence.
All right, thank you, Candace. So, like Candace said, sexual assault awareness and prevention is everybody's responsibility. Every level of leadership, from supervisor to installation commander. I appreciate everybody's attention. Thanks for what you guys do. And as such, I, Colonel Brian Moore, Commander 78th Air Base Wing, do hereby proclaim April 2021 as Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month on Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, and call upon all personnel and their families to increase their participation in our efforts to prevent sexual assault, thereby strengthening our Air Force community.
Shimona Hart, Sexual Assault Response Coordinator for Robins Air Force Base. I advocate to make a cultural change.
I'm Technical Sergeant Morris, working 78 LRS Ground Transportation, and I advocate to make a difference.
My name is Staff Sergeant Copeland. I'm with the 78th FSS Honor Guard, and I advocate to be a voice.
My name is Jennifer Husted. I am a SAPR victim advocate, and I advocate to empower victims, people, and survivors.
I'm Angel Dabazin, and I am the Sexual Assault Prevention Response Program Manager for Robins Air Force Base, and I advocate for a better system of support for survivors of sexual violence and other interpersonal violence.